Here we have the Poloni. This was supposed to be a ferry yacht ship. A yacht or ferry. This is the plastic model of the Poloni. This ship was never built. This plastic model is all that's left. Now these two, if you take a look at these two, these are actually different designs for the Poloni ship. These two are actually designs for this one. But this one seems very different from these two. I like how this one looks. This is from the 70s or 80s. Here are some of the different versions of the Poloni ship. This is version 1. And version 2. None of these were ever built. Here we have another experimental submarine. This is called the Whale. This is a whale ship submarine. This is the front side, and this is the back side. This prototype craft was never built. It only has this plastic model. It looks like a sea serpent. A whale sea serpent. With two large horns protruding on its back. A very futuristic looking vehicle. Retro futuristic looking vehicle. Here is another view of it from the side. I think this might actually be the front side, or this is the back side. Yes, this is the front side. This prototype sub was never built. I don't know the names of all of these, just some of them. Telling you all what I know. This is an experimental jet plane. This one was never built as well. It's just a drawing. From the early 50s, I believe. Jetstar or something, that was its name. Starjet or something like that. This is a design from the 1950s of a flying saucer. It was designed for the US Air Force. This is public. Nothing ever came from this, or so they want people to think. The forces of darkness have thousands of these things, and they all work perfectly. This is another concept car. This one is the GMX from 1963. Another rocket style car. I like this one. The red is the best choice for this car. Red or silver. This car actually had a microphone inside, so you can it has a sound speaker on the inside, so you can actually scream and yell at people from the outside, so you can let them know what you're thinking or feeling. This car never went into mass production. People were promised so much, and they were given so little or nothing at all. People were promised things like this, but were given things that you now see in your parking lots. Another experimental car from the 50s. I like this one. Again, the yellow and black is the best choice for this car. The yellow and black gives it like a bumblebee, a bee or a wasp like design. If you look at the eyes, they're so close to each other, like an insect, like insect eyes, like a bug's eyes. Combined with the yellow and black, it's like an insect car, a bugmobile, a insectmobile. This car also never went into mass production. This is an experimental car from the 70s, I believe. Normally I don't like cars like this, but this one is interesting and I decided to include one of these. One of these blocky, square-shaped rectangular vehicles. This one looks like an Inspector Gadget mobile. It looks like something Inspector Gadget might drive. It looks like sort of a rover, a car rover. There's only one of these, I believe. This vehicle also never went into mass production. This is a concept for an experimental ship, a gargantuan experimental ship. The ship was called the Phoenix Megacity. The Phoenix Megacity ship. It was designed in the 1980s. This ship would have been over 250,000 tons. Even today, there isn't a ship as big as this. It has it has 3 upper levels separated. The thing about these modern ships, even a ship like this, even back then, is that they look like office buildings. Like and apartment complexes with all this glass. They look like, it looks like somebody took the down version of a ship, the lower part of a ship, and just put a bunch of houses and buildings on top. They look so fragile and delicate. Anyway, this is one of the biggest ships ever proposed, over 250,000 tons. This ship would have been so big, it would actually have smaller cruise ships inside. People would actually, there will be like a ship race inside this ship with smaller ships. A yacht race inside this ship. Smaller ships, smaller yachts racing inside this giant ship. The ship was never built. This is another experimental ship that was never built. This is how it would have looked like. One person said he doesn't like this design, it looks ugly. It's not that bad. It looks better compared to a lot of modern ships I've seen. And lastly we have this. This is a design for an aircraft carrier that was never built. This is one of the biggest ones ever. This one is the USS United States. This one is from the 1940s or 1950s. Again, never built.